You know, Moo, it's amazing how I've had a student over the course of the winter, Andre, who every time he comes to his lesson and he tries to gather his full backswing, he rakes his upper center off the ball and sways the upper body off the ball.
Right.
So as he's coming into it and he's trying to make sure that he, gets enough backswing to whip the club,
Yeah.
he doesn't realize that as the upper body moves this way, there's no access to the turf here in front of the ball to try and go that way.
Right.
And for those of you who tend to, hey, I want to make sure my left shoulder goes under my head or under my chin. Now you're dragging yourself forward, loading up that lead leg, and in the downswing, you have to throw yourself back, end up either behind the ball, or you'll stay there and jam the club into the ground. So too steep, too out in front of the ball, so you'll tend to squirt them out to the right. Or when going for the ball over the top, you're going to pull it to the left.
Right.
So you're either topping it on the way up, scraping, pushing to the right, hooking left, or doing what we talked about before. So how then do you get to turn in a very centered manner? So I put an alignment rod here in front, and I'm feeling how the ball is right up against that imaginary door frame, and I'm going to just do a takeaway and stop. So in my takeaway, notice how my lower body is not still. So I feel like I'm getting a good turn out of the gate, and if I let the weight of that arm club unit fall, it wants to fall past and through the ball on the way down. So if I go with the arms only, immediately my upper arm is crashing into my upper chest, my right arm is collapsing behind me, and then when I end up doing a nice turn, my arms are stuck behind me. So for those of you who tend to bring the club too far inside, it's because you're going arms only. So if we look at the relationship of the arm swing versus the body turn, in order for me to get width and extension, the body has to turn. So if I want to snap a punch this way, I can't do it if I don't turn the body. The body turns out of the way and I get a nice straight punch that way. If I come back toward that camera, notice I got 90 degrees of turn in order to get that nice extension that way. So if I were to swing back and through without stopping, and I'm going to let the club brush the grass out in front of the ball, notice how my body's turning and it's allowing my arms to stay out here in front of me. Now the arms can fall through the ball, along the grass, and out into the picture. So I'm going to get really solid ball contact, and I'm going to have all the momentum I need to whip the snot out of the club in that direction. So when I set up to the ball, see how the ball, I'm in a position to catch ball first, then turf. Can't. Can. Too gougy. There, along the ground and in the direction of the target. So if I put an intermediate point here in front so you guys can see, I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to line that up to that red post, and I want to graze the right edge of that. Here it feels like I can go ball first, then grass in that direction. Still can. Can't. Can. So I got a nice full turn, but I have access to ball first, then turf in that direction. No, I'm going into the ground in front of the ball. Can't get there. I'm going to have to throw myself back to have access to the target. And as I'm throwing myself back, I'm hucking everything that way, and then I'm going to be swiping at the ball on the way through. So, got it. And man, did I get it. That felt like just money. Beautiful divot here ahead of my stake, and it just felt like I had access to my golf shot all the way through. So, do you experience that, Moo, when you're, setting up to the shot?
Yeah.
So you have, when you're hitting an iron shot, you're extremely centered. You got this beautiful angle of attack.
Yeah.
And even if you're way back there and you got that big John Daly overswing,
Yeah.
you never lose sight of what I just mentioned.
Yeah, I have pretty good flexibility, but I always connect myself to the direction I'm going to, and I always feel like I'm getting through it no matter what action I'm doing with it.
All right.
The task I have is the door frame, usually that gives me a good centering action with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that door frame right there.
Yeah.
So a couple of other ways to get a good sense of that. If I have a hammer and I wanted to hammer a nail into a door frame here, so you can see from that side, that's going to hammer pretty much straight in. And notice how my head doesn't come off that door frame. It doesn't get in front. I'm going to bend down on the nail. It doesn't come away. I'm going to bend up on the nail. So I've got through, still through, still through. So get a nice household hammer. Get yourself right up against the door frame. Notice how I got both hands on it now. I got it. See how I'm turning beautifully, but look at how the hammer's in front of me. If I yank it inside here, I'm bending the nail that way. If I'm going out here, I'm going to bend the nail inside. So don't try to get width. Try to stay wide in the direction that you want to send the ball. And that will naturally create the width for that backswing. So over here, yes, I can drive through. Yes, I can drive through. Can't. I'm going to drop kick it. See, my weight's kind of back on my heel, and I'm going to tend to drop kick it into the side of the door frame there. Whereas if I try to stay wide, now in the downswing, I'm coming across this way and too far down. So what I'm looking for is wide in the direction that I want to send the ball. Now I can release wide to the right edge of that intermediate point. So stay wide, and stay wide. And gosh darn it, Moo.
That's pretty good.
Man, I can't do it any better than that.
Back to back, yeah.
That was absolutely fabulous. 184 carry right there. And so there's two fabulous shots right there. Now what I'd like to show you is how Moo goes about it. He has what we call a typical overswing. Or is it? Because an overswing is used negatively. It's basically taking you off course and not allowing you to deliver the shot. Whereas full range of motion, full momentum is going to allow you to stay with your shot and deliver powerful, effortless, amazing golf shots in the direction that you want to go. Okay? So stay here with Moo. We're going to have a good time. Now, this is going to be a good view from back here. I put the sledgehammer on the angle, so you're going to see what his tailbone is doing when he's transitioning in his swing. And you'll notice that he never comes off or gets forward of these lines right here. So we have a shot that's going to start left edge of this, just left edge of that little net circle there, and draw back to behind that circle. Right, Moo?
Yeah.
Okay, so let momentum deliver in that direction. All right, good start. There we go. right, just starting a little more to the left than what you want.
Okay, so I can,
So in your mind,
yeah.
do you see this beautiful blur staying right here
Yes.
in that direction?
Correct, yeah, I do.
So if you stay in that direction, your head is going to stay very centered, right?
Yeah.
So show me something where you're going to get veered off completely. Let the upper body come right off. There you go.
Yeah.
So you now know you no longer have access to the grass here.
No.
And you can't go there anymore, can you?
No, I can't.
So show me something where your head's going to move forward in the backswing.
Oh, forward and back. Yeah.
So more here.
Yeah.
There. So now it feels like you're going way right.
Yep.
And you're coming down steep.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so show me the one that's going to stay left of the intermediate point.
Okay.
There you go, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So let that momentum ride that way. Oh yeah, there it is. That was awesome. We do have a little crosswind that's preventing the ball from coming back.
That's right. I remember that.
Right?
Yeah. One more.
How good is that, man? That is so good. Look at that divot.
That was perfect.
Perfect divot right here, going in the direction that you want to go.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
That one was 33 RPMs to the right. Pretty straight draw. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then the wind, yeah, obviously it was.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And what iron is that?
That's the 7 iron.
7 iron, 216 carry. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, baby. How good is that? What was carry on that one, Moo?
Just 212, a little spinny on that one. I caught that low on the face.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, yeah.
It could have fooled me. It came out like a bat out of hell, man. That was fabulous.
Thank you.
So, man,
How does it look?
oh, it looks amazing.
That's cool.
It looks amazing. So when you look at that in slow motion now, you'll see, if we do a little side by side with Rory, how your lower body and your pelvis is working exactly the same way. And you can see how it supports Rory's head staying behind that alignment rod.
Right.
Same as for Moo. It's allowing Moo to stay in the direction that he wants to go. So the body is turning out of the way to create width. The width is creating an arc that's going to be very streamlined. And all we're doing is focusing on staying in the direction that we want to go,
That's right.
but also feeling that ball, then turf, is going to be caught. You can feel, see all of this while you're actually doing it if you're aware of what's going on. But if you're thinking about a body part, turn shoulder under the chin, you got no idea what's going on because you're focused, yep, shoulders under the chin, but you don't realize you can't hit the shot anymore. It's over.
Right.
And or get my head behind the ball. What does that mean? Well, if my head's behind the ball, but I'm so far away from the ball now, there's no way that I can properly strike that shot in the direction that I want to go.
You default to the ball.
Exactly. You're going to have to default to the ball. So when you are keenly aware of your task, I'm sending grass clippings from here in the direction that I want to start the ball. So go to wisdomingolfpremium.com. Check out Task 2.0 and check out Contact Mile Markers. And you're going to see a full video on how to stay with this, how to be aware that you're staying with this. And your ball striking and your consistency will go through the roof like Moo. Right?
Yeah.
Way to go, buddy.
Thanks, Shawn.
See you next week.